Okay, mushrooms. A lot of people think, how do I clean a mushroom? Well, if you don't have a mushroom brush, just take a coarse kitchen towel like this. What you're doing is just trying to get any sort of, most of them come in clean. In fact, a lot of them are grown hydroponically. If they come in wild, a lot of times guys are really, really careful about not taking too much of the forest floor and giving it to you, okay? Now, that's one way to do it. And if there is an extreme amount of dirt, or if you see sand in the gills or things like that, you can't serve that to your friends. It's just not going to work. And remember that mushrooms are almost all water, and there's very little flavor. So there's two things. Water is an enemy. Washing them is an enemy, really, unless you absolutely have to. And peeling them. All you want to do, really, instead of peeling them, is just trim off the feet of them. If there's any blemishes like that, just kind of take it off and discard that. Again, trim the feet, but do not peel anything off of these, because that's going to take a lot of the flavor and the profile of aroma and flavor out of it. So if you must, wash them very simply, quickly, boom, boom, 2 little bits of water. Now some people will pour this out. That just pours the sand right over it. Again, into another bowl. The gravity is going to let them fall. Now they're done. I'm going to grab a towel real quickly, and then I'm going to pad them dry. Mushrooms are delicate, and they absorb water very, very quickly. So you saw how quickly I did that. Now while I was doing that, I was kind of feeling the inside of the gills and feeling the heads of the mushrooms and the feet, and just making sure there wasn't any sand. That's about the best you can do. Again, don't really recommend the water part, but if you have to, if you must do it, if there is no other way, then just be very, very meticulous about cleaning them out with your fingers, gently in the water, and then dry them completely. Because any amount of water is going to get soaked up by this mushroom, and it's going to reduce the intensity and the flavor of your dish, and you don't want to do that. Okay, now on to cooking it. I've just prepared some mise en place here. I have some minced shallots, very, very simple, love shallots, and then I've made some ringlets of fresh chive. Now this is just a simple way to go ahead and cook these off if you're ready to do it. Now I can do this whole, or I can just simply with chanterelles cut them in half, which I'll do in this. They'll cook a little quicker. The look of it is still beautiful. It still has the appearance of what it was when it was virgin and whole. Let's throw those in there. All right, there we're going. That's going to go in the pan. Now, you can cook with butter if you're comfortable doing that, but butter has a tendency to burn if it's a hot pan, and it's a little harder to control. And if you want to reduce the amount of butter fat in your diet, just start with a little extra virgin olive oil. It burns at a much higher temperature, and here we go. We're going to get this rolling. Now remember, the pan is already warm, and I'm going to use about a tablespoon of oil. It seems like a liberal amount, but again, mushrooms soak it up. And that pan has to be real hot and has to be kept very, 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 very high, because you do not want them to soak up this oil. Keep them moving. You know when your pan's not hot enough is when they start to weep out. They start to actually weep it out and become a big pile of mush and bubble. I want to actually crispen the outside of these before anything happens. Now that pan's really wicked hot right now. So I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to take it off the burner because I don't want to get it too hot. And I certainly don't want to scorch them or the oil. Okay? Now, the shallots normally would have gone in early, but since mushrooms cook more than these finely minced shallots, I'm going to throw them in a little bit after. Now keep them moving, because these are going to sweat out very quickly for 2 reasons. One, again, pan very hot. Don't want to burn or brown the mushrooms. And I do not want to char or caramelize the shallots. The whole idea here is to keep those shallots fresh, clean, bright. And as you can see, since they're minced so finely, they're already starting to get clear or translucent. So that's going. Now, this is another way to sink it down a little bit, okay? Now, if you want a little butter flavor, no problem. This is the time to do it. There's very little or no chance this is going to burn, okay? I'm going to toss that in there. It's going to actually act as a little bit of a sauce agent, and it's also going to steam it a little bit. Again, if you want to settle these down a little bit, at the very end here, a little bit of salt. That's going to settle everything right down, kind of soften it up. All right, we are done. And the last thing is just a liberal amount of these. And then this can be a side to chicken. It can go over polenta, grits, It can be put over a steak or a side dish to anything. And I do like the shallots. And I do like the idea of a little bit of soft onion flavor. And that's why I put the chive in there. A little soft onion flavor. There's your side dish, ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. See you later. Bye. Thank you very much.